we are also supposed to be, in every generation, using this time period to get ready for us to receive the Torah.
Parashat Emor. Wow.
Yeah, there's all about the Kohanim at the beginning, but a significant part of the parasha is about the different Chagim. Pesach, Shavuot, Sukkot. What I wanted to look at this week is the bit between Pesach and Shavuot that we are in right now, the Omer.
Right.
There's many aspects to it. That's why we're both long beards.
You usually have a beard, but I'm more beardage now.
I think it's a bit heavier, and the white is showing even more.
There you go.
But this time period that we're in, which is called the Omer, which is talked about in Parashat Emor, it's an interesting time. We're counting every day. I'm doing well. I'm still in on the count.
I'm in as well.
Oh, well done. But it's sort of every single day we're saying a bracha and then we're counting another day. And then the weeks as well. It's like, back then, at the time when we left Egypt, there was a real significance to those 49 days. The sages say that we had sunk to almost the lowest level of spiritual impurity, surrounded by the depths of depravity of Egypt, where everything was idols and immorality. It invaded every part of every person's life. And they'd almost sunk to the point of no return, the 50th level of impurity. They were on the 49th level. And then they left Egypt and they had 49 days. Each day, they worked on themselves to push themselves up a spiritual level until they'd reached that highest level where they were able to receive the Torah.
Crazy.
So we've got a whole nation of probably around 3 million people going through the desert, each day taking on an aspect of their character, their spiritual character, building themselves, working.
It does all sound a bit like a computer game.
What, the levels? You got the 49 levels.
Not just that.
You got to beat the boss. And
you're counting. You got to be in with the bracha, and if you're out, there's a way back in.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
If you remember in the day.
Remember in the day, and if you don't, then you're out completely, but you can still count but without a bracha. And then you got this building up levels because it's brilliant. It's a computer game. It's basically I don't know what to call it. But anyway, carry on.
So if you think about that aspect, why are we doing it now? Okay, right. So back then they had 49 days. Why are we counting? Why is it important to count? If we need to know the date of Shavuot, I can just know it's 50 days afterwards.
Because we've got a set calendar now.
Oh, that's true. But even without that, do I actually need to go and count and keep the days and keep track? But I think really what's going on is that we are also supposed to be, in every generation, using this time period to get ready for us to receive the Torah. Every single year, for us, time is not this linear line. It is a spiral or a circle, however you want to view it, where instilled in this time period, back from then, is the opportunity for us to build ourselves in our character so that we ourselves can receive our Torah when it comes to Shavuot. And I read a really beautiful idea from Rav Nebenzahl. Rav Nebenzahl, for those who don't know, he's probably one of the greatest rabbis of our generation, lives in the old city. If anybody wants to catch a glimpse of such he's so humble that I think he would probably cringe if he heard somebody calling him one of the greatest rabbis of the generation.
Totally.
You can catch a glimpse of him. He learns in 𝗥 in the afternoons. I think he's in 𝘬𝘃 in the mornings.
Right. He's just around the old city.
He just sits there learning, walking around, and he just looks like an old man. But he has this beautiful idea. He points out that according to one particular opinion, there's a very significant rule about the counting of the Omer. The verse in this week's Parasha Emor says, "Usfartem lachem." You should count for yourself from the day after the first day of Pesach. So the word lachem is completely unnecessary. Usfartem, the tem at the end of usfartem is already a suffix, which means you plural. So we already know, you don't then have to say lachem for you. That's an extra word.
It's an emphasis. It feels like emphasis.
Yes, it could be an emphasis. One opinion in the Gemara is that it has to be you counting for yourself. So whereas with all other verbal rules that we have, for example, you want to make hamotzi. Everybody makes hamotzi in your home on Shabbat? No, you make it for everybody, right? You want to hear the Megillah. Everybody reads the Megillah? No, one guy reads the Megillah for everybody. This is an understood concept that when you hear something, it's like you're saying it. That's a Jewish concept. But when it comes to the counting of the Omer, according to this opinion, because it says for you, you cannot hear somebody else counting for you. You have to count for yourself. So Rav Nebenzahl says, this is a fascinating concept, and it ties into what we were just talking about. You know, we have this sort of concept that Torah is monolithic, that it's, you know, the same concept for everybody. It's 613 laws. And there is a truth to that. We all do need to be keeping the mitzvah. But there is a concept that each one of us, with our tchunat hanefesh, with the aspects of our soul and our abilities, there's aspects of Torah that speak more to us. And we have our own journey of building to get that Torah that's for us, whether it is an arty person, or a scientific person, or a mathematical person. So many different types of people, they will have a different way that Torah will mean something to them, and how their take are supposed to grow in that Torah of theirs.
Self-customize their Torah.
Exactly. And if we are counting a development process to sort of get rid of the negativity of the surrounding world, and sort of build ourselves so we can connect through into spirituality, it's going to have to be on our own terms, our counting. We each have to count for ourselves, because we're building our Torah, or our being, to receive our own Torah. And he ties it in so beautifully, because he says that one of the things that we know is that in order to receive the Torah, they had to have achdut, they had to have unity, right? We know that every time they encamped, it says vayachanu, they encamped in the plural. But when they arrived at Har Sinai, it says vayichan, which means the singular, he or it encamped. And the sages explain that they were unified in that moment. And that was why they could receive the Torah, because they were unified. The only way you can be unified is if you understand that that person who's a bit different to you was made that way, and he has his own Torah. That doesn't mean that he's supposed to sort of create his own mitzvot. No, there's a mitzvot. But the way he connects the Torah is going to be different for yours, to you. He may look a little bit different. He may dress a little bit different. He may be busy with this particular mitzvah while you're concentrating more on that mitzvah. And all of that is acceptable and needed. We need everybody to be a team together. When we understand that, we have that unity. You know, I always give this as an example. We both like football. Okay, it would be mad for a manager to put all of the players on the team as strikers.
Absolutely,
they would lose pretty much every match, because their goal is open. There's no defense. There's no goalkeeper. We understand this is a concept that in order to make a great team, we need different people with different skills.
Yeah, balance, yeah.
When we understand that applies to Torah too, and that this person is going to connect more to that type of aspect of Torah, and this person, then we can start to respect each other, and mitzvahs as well. There'll be people who really connect to that type of mitzvah, perhaps a more public mitzvah, and they will go, wow. But there's other people who are silently, quietly, behind the scenes are doing this tiny thing, and they're also great. And that's really, really important for us as the team too.
Lachem, but not lecha. Because everything you've said there seems personalized, but yet the Torah expresses it in the plural.
In the plural. Because only when those individuals are all doing their thing and come together as a unified total, that is when you get this unity, and we can receive the Torah that we deserve.